So in this game, it was just played yesterday, so the details should be more firm in my mind compared to the games you just watched already, if you've watched them in sequential order when I released them. Anyway, this matchup we got who's that on the side of the map, Nyx Assassin, or as he's called in War 3 Dota, Nerubian Assassin, and Darkseer, who, by the way, is much cooler in Dota 2. I mean, he's basically the same hero, but I mean, he looks different and he sounds different, obviously, like a lot of heroes would. Techies, he's not really released in Dota 2 yet, so we get to see him this game. It's always fun to see him. Then there's Lord of Avernus. I'm really looking forward to him in Dota 2. He's according to a rumor of a list of unreleased heroes. On that list, this guy was the last on the list. So if it's true according to the rumor, he will be the last one to be released to Dota 2. I just want to say I hope they do a really good job releasing him, because he is a really cool looking hero. Like, he's like the main hero in Warcraft 3. Like, he starts out as a human paladin, becomes the undead death knight, and eventually he becomes a Lich King. He's like my brother's favorite hero. But anyways, well, that's his hero model, right? And so actually he's a death knight, not a Lord of Avernus or whatever. I don't, if you know where that's from, go ahead and post a comment and let us know what video game that this dude's from. Maybe that'll give us an idea what he's gonna look like when he's ported over to Dota 2. But I would guess, he's still gonna be a Death Knight of some sort. He's probably gonna look something like that. I don't know. I could be wrong. Like, and then this in Dota 2, instead of a Priestess of the Moon, she's a Princess of the Moon in Dota 2. And we just cut off that last name. She's just Mirana. Yeah, whatever. That's just some notable things. So my hero goes to the side lane, grabbing my favorite startup items: 3 branches, slipper, gauntlet, and tango. Pudge grabs tango, healing salve. Looks like somebody's freaking out about techies being in the top lane. Is notifying his allies. It must have been Mirana, because we have her as blue, because she's the one we're viewing her gold count and all that. You can always change replay vision, but I'm not going to bother to do that, I suppose, unless I want to look at Slark, which I think I might go ahead and do that. Now anyway, this is going to be a tough game for Slark, because as you might be able to tell, Bloodseeker's in the lane. He looks way better in Dota 2. But yeah, in this, it's just the model they had to work with. And anyway, this hero is really annoying for Slark. Slark doesn't want to have to deal with him, but he does. And he's only level 2, and he has almost no health already, so he's going to have to use a tango here pretty soon. And so he does. But those tangos are definitely not going to last him all the way to level 6 at this rate. If he knew he was going up against Bloodseeker, he probably should have gotten a Ring of Regeneration, but he didn't know, so what can he do? And Lord of Avernus isn't making things any easier. Lord of Avernus has his awesome ability cast it on the unit, and it has this shield, and it takes a certain amount of damage. And once that shield is broken, it explodes and deals damage in an area around it. So that's pretty cool. Also, when he casts the shield, it'll also dispel negative buffs. So that's always helpful. So like if he was my ally, he could cast it on me after Bloodseeker silenced me, and then I wouldn't be silenced anymore, and it would stop damaging me, and that would be pretty awesome. See, now he cast it on his ally, so now Mirana is forced to not keep on attacking him, or she might end up hurting herself. So if she backs off, the tower actually breaks the shield, and then there isn't me or her around to be hurt by it. That's kind of what she was going for. That was the right thing to do. I was actually suffering a lot of lag in this game, particularly in the beginning of the game. So I was barely able to do anything. It was really frustrating for me. So by the time I realized that he had cast a shield on anybody, it had already blown up. So the delay time was really horrible for me. It was very frustrating. But later on, the lag finally broke. And finally got better. And then I was able to play better. But for these early stages, I was really having a tough time. But Mirana obviously wasn't lagging because she saw the shield and then she backed off. Yeah, I'm nursing a broken tooth right now, and I had to stop talking so I could, but you probably don't want to hear about that. So anyways, between the lag and the tough laning against Bloodseeker, Slark has to leave the lane. Lord of Avernus is pretty much good against any hero. He's one of the best heroes in the game, and he's always difficult to deal with. He's got this ability where if you were actually Slark's ally, it would be really helpful for Slark, because it'll increase the attack speed of Slark. Like, basically, whoever Lord of Avernus is attacking, Slark wants to attack him too. If he's doing that, then it'll increase his attack speed. Whoever he's attacking also gets slowed, and also increases the movement speed of Lord of Avernus. So that way he's a really good chaser hero that way. Especially with the shield, you know, he can use that, and even when the tower attacking him, it hurts him, and then, I mean, it just hurts the shield, and then it hurts the guy he's chasing. So, and then he's got a nuke that he can cast, hurt the opponent, and it hurts himself too, but not as much. Kind of like a Dark Pact from Slark. But it's a little bit different because it's single target and has a longer range. And it's instant. I see that these guys are coming after me, so I jump over the trees. It's another good use of pounce. I actually asked Mirana for the bottle so I could fill it up for her over at the rune. Then I could use the rune. So she complied because, you know, I knew that I could do it without getting hurt, and so I did it. And besides which, I knew she would do better against Blood than I would. Blood's not really after her. He doesn't really care about her. He's trying to kill me. So I just figured I'm gonna, you know, basically be brave and bold and stuff. Managed to get a pretty easy kill on Death Knight, but then I start hitting a really heavy lag spike, and I can't hardly do anything. I should be able to do more. Like right now, I shouldn't really be chasing him, but I don't have a choice because it's lagging so much. I should have turned around and attacked that guy and finished him off. But I couldn't. Instead, I ended up chasing that guy when that was omniknight's kill. I didn't need to try to take that. That was totally not good. But yeah, and so I complained to them, turn off the lag hack, you cheaters. And it's true. Some people they obviously they hack, and but they decline to turn it off. There are map hackers, lag hackers, and that's pretty much the two main kinds. I have no idea if these guys are map hackers, but they're obviously lag hackers. In custom games, Blizzard doesn't really care. But if you hack during a ladder game, they're going to ban you. They're going to ban your CD key from being able to play. So you have to buy basically a new copy of Warcraft 3 and the Frozen Throne. Or Random Chaos and the Frozen Throne. So, yeah, don't hack. It's bad. It's cheating. It's not good. But whatever. You gotta deal with these idiots anyways, if you wanna play with all the heroes in Dota. In Dota 2, you can report them. Of course, in this kind of situation, you have no idea who's the one hacking, so you would just, you know, maybe submit a bug report and say, I suspect a lag hack or something. But Dota 2, they're constantly updating it, so I'm not really sure that there would ever be actual hacking, but there would definitely be other ways to cheat. But we don't really need to talk about it in this game because it's not really relevant. So Mirana can actually also leap. So instead of slark's pounce, what it does is it increases attack speed and movement speed of herself and the other units that are allied that she just landed next to. Of course, she didn't really use it offensively there. She used it defensively in order to get away. But you can it's a very effective offensive tool if you know how to use it. I like to level it up pretty early, get it maxed out as soon as I can. Maybe not necessarily the first ability I max, but definitely the second. Starfall is a nice nuke. It's always good for finishing off people along with your leap. So I'm all lagging, so I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna hold position for now. Let my allies watch my back. So I'm going to speed it up here because it's actually sort of boring. I'm just kind of talking during the boring parts. I complain again that I can't do anything, of course. And then I notify my opponents about the severity of their actions, and it's just preventing me from playing completely. It's not like it's giving them an edge, it's making the game ruined, basically. And you know, basically begging them just to stop. And eventually it works. I'm not really sure when it works, but it probably works around now, I think. They end up turning it off. But let's pause the game for a second here. They just killed Mirana, my lane partner. It's 8-1. I actually have 3 kills and 1 death, and Pudge does as well. But our omniknight has 2 deaths and our shadow fiend 1. And Mirana also has 2 deaths. Look, their Nyx assassin, he's got 4 kills and 2 deaths. So if I had to guess which one's lag hacking, I'd say it was Nyx. He went solo mid. A lot of the times the guy that's cheating is the guy that goes solo mid. Like maybe there'll be one mid guy and another mid guy on each team, and one mid guy will die on purpose to the other guy over and over again. And that's cheating. Like they'll arrange for one guy to lose on purpose so the other guy wins and does really well with his hero. So right now, if you look at Nyx, with the exception of Pudge, he's the highest level hero in the game. So it's not like Pudge was feeding him. They were both middle. But in this case, he's instead of cheating by having somebody intentionally feed, he's cheating by lagging me. And then a little bit later, he'll actually lag omniknight, or maybe he already did. I don't know. But at some point, I comment on that he must be lagging omniknight, because omniknight's just like standing still. He's not doing anything. Anyway, I try to get this guy, but it's kind of hard because there's a lot of enemies everywhere. It's not so much the lag maybe, but it was kind of laggy, but it wasn't near as bad as before. It was mostly just because everyone was running around so fast and it was kind of chaotic. I wasn't sure who was going to go where. This game gets interesting because me and Lord of Avernus duke it out a lot. And not so much early, you'll see a lot of action between me and him, but later on, definitely. See, he's got this ultimate that pops up, that green shield thing. The green shield, it heals him every time you do damage to him. So it'll actually, like, if you're going to do 50 damage to him, instead of doing 50 damage, he gets healed 50 damage, I think, or is it 100? You know, I'm not sure exactly how it works, but he gets, I think, yeah, double whatever damage gets done to him. It's kind of bonkers, I guess, whatever. So I almost get him, but he barely gets away. But between me and my allies, we do get the other guy. So like I said, Slark, his dark pack, it really helps out early game, doing a lot of damage, finish people off. And although, you know, my hero almost died, he's able to heal right back up with his ultimate. Of course, Omniknight did help him out a little bit, but he didn't really need to. But I guess since he figures he has arcane boots, he's just gonna throw his heal over and over and over again. And I guess he didn't want me wasting time, at least so I supposed. So I'm like, okay, well, let's go ahead and attack this guy. I figure Omniknight's gonna be at my back, right? That's why he's trying to heal me. So I go in and attack this guy, but then Omniknight's not there. I ended up dying pathetically because I thought my ally was right there. I didn't understand why he was healing me, like he wanted me to get back into action right away. Maybe he just didn't understand my hero because he's never played it before. And those are Techie's bombs. They're invisible, and he just blew them up on our Tiger Gal right there. She could actually see it because the sentry ward that her ally placed there. But no, she probably didn't notice them until it was too late. For whatever reason, she had her attention elsewhere. She might have been lagging, who knows. Like I said, I know I was getting lag hacked, so she could have been lag hacked too. But early game, she wasn't being lag hacked, clearly. And rather, it was me. So, there's actually interesting way to play Darkseer and Techies. Darkseer has this ability that has a pretty big area target. Early on, it's kind of smaller, and then it gets bigger as you level it up, and it does more damage, of course, as you level it up also. And what it'll do is it'll drag every unit and hero into the center of the area. And it's really effective for dragging people to Techie's bombs to blow them up. But you don't want to pick Darkseer just for that. I mean, like, if you really suck at the hero, like you don't know how to use Ion Shell, it's kind of a waste just to pick him for vacuum, right? Ion Shell is a really great ability. So he just cast it here right just now. But if he had it on his hero already, then as he comes to the battle, he could also cast it on Lord of Avernus. They could both have it. So right now I think they do both have it, maybe. Or is it just Lord of Avernus? No, see. He's not casting it often enough, is he? Otherwise he would have it at the same time the Lord of Avernus has it. So you can have it on up to 2 units at once, and it'll do double damage. So it's a really effective idea. Go ahead and get a lot of mana regeneration. When people get this weak mana regen stuff, it's not as good. I'd go Orchid on Darkseer. and he never runs out of mana pretty much. Well, he'll run out of mana still, because I still throw spells like crazy. But these guys, they don't even throw spells often enough. And that can be an issue, because you're not doing enough damage if you're not throwing enough spells out. So anyways, I ended up dying over here because I was fighting these jungle monsters. I had pretty much no health left, and Bloodseeker could see me. So Bloodseeker's good against Slark. As you can see, low health guys, and then Slark can't regenerate his health, and I wasn't really paying that much attention to my health. I go over to the shop and buy something, and then I retreat. But as I should have started to retreat already to get out of range of thirst, get past the tower, but I didn't do that. Because of that, blood tracked me down and killed me. And Omniknight was going away from the fight, and he was coming over here, and I told him, no, don't go that way, because he had no health also. I think he was going to go to the secret shop and buy a health ring or something. I warned him away, and he heeded my warning and went back to base. And then I revived, and then I came up here, and Mirana, as you could see, teleported over and jumped him, and I jumped him, and we destroyed him. Now people like this Nyx Assassin because he just pops up out of nowhere with his invisibility. It's his ultimate, and he does extra damage when he attacks from out of his ultimate, which is nice. But you know, he's still got to worry about his strength. This guy's got +6 strength, which is okay, but it could definitely be better than that. But some heroes don't even have they have only +3 strength, and that's really squishy. This guy's only got +4. Once again, that's not really what I would find ideal. Whereas he's actually a strength hero, whereas this guy's only an agility hero. Strength is so important because it adds health to your hero, and health is good to keep him from falling to a lot of enemy heroes. Now I'm gonna speed this up a bit because it's getting pretty boring. I'm just trying to find things to talk about. And I latch onto Darkseer and we finish him off. And at the same time, Omniknight dies again. Dekis ends up blowing him up. He's Guru Dokta. And I'm trying to get Techies, but he's running all over the place and he's ducking in behind trees, basically being smart aleck, I guess you could say. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I guess I'll go help Mirana with this guy over here. So I mean, he gets his shield off, but I'm still able to jump him. And his ultimate goes off. And then Mirana is able to actually finish him off. Or almost to do so. But he had shield up again. So he's a pretty tough character to finish off, really. And I think, oh yeah, I'm gonna get him, but no, he runs away. Like, he's in the base already by now. And then Darkseer's coming after me, but I'm hiding over here. So he's not gonna find me. And then I notice that Techies was over here, or that Darkseer was, and so I was like, oh, that's not Darkseer, well, I'll try to kill him anyway. And I'm like, oh, it's an illusion. So I figure since he had an illusion rune over here, that he might have mines over here. So I'm actually pretty careful. See, I never saw him planting those mines. A good Techies player won't let you see him. I jump. See, I jump around, jump up the cliff, and then walk over here, because I figured the mines are right about there, and I was right. Because I knew that the Techies wouldn't want to go too far into our jungle, away from the rune, because he wants to save time. He wants to hurry up and plant them while we don't see him. Mirana actually gets almost a nice kill off on Techies, but Techies just suicides And then I almost get a kill on Darkseer, but Mirana takes it instead, which is fine. And Lord of Avernus thinks he's getting away, but looks like he might be sorely mistaken because I just chained him. And then Mirana gets him. And then Tekis teleports in to help out. It's actually got the Hand of Midas, which increases his gold gain and his attack speed. And he's got the Soul Ring, which sacrifices his health for mana. Usually Tekis will try to get their Scepter, so that way their mines will do more damage. But he's choosing not to do that this game. So far anyway, but I did spoil it for you by revealing that he doesn't do it. Now Mirana, see, she's making use of the bottle, so she's got double damage. It's nice you can bottle the rune and hang on to it for a while and activate it when you think you need it. So right now she's like, oh, I'm gonna fight this guy and kill him really easy, right? Which is great, but he gets his ultimate off just before he dies. And I don't want to go through there, and she doesn't want to go through there, but and neither does he, but he goes through anyway, and it wasn't a good move. He kind of forces her to go through, and so she goes through and dies. I actually would have escaped already, but Nyx zapped my mana away, and I couldn't jump over the cliff like you probably saw in a different game. So now they're chasing down Shadow Fiend, try to take him out. Pudge is just basically trying to distract them as long as possible, waiting for Mirana to revive and for me to get my mana back. And then Omniknight is probably trying to be a hero and ends up dying. So in this case, this Omniknight's not doing very good. And then he apologizes to his team, of course. Meanwhile, I'm building as much health as I can, so I'm like thinking, okay, I'm gonna get a vitality booster, which adds 250 health. Because those Tekis bombs really take a lot out of you when you trip them, and you never know when they're gonna go off on you. So it's good to have that extra health so you end up surviving. And I'm having this difficult time getting this guy. And I don't end up getting him. There's all these trees, and then I get ruptured, and then I get vacuumed, and I'm still ruptured. And I think I might have lagged a little bit there, maybe, or it might have been some War 3 interface issue that doesn't exist in Dota 2. I end up attacking. I didn't really mean to. Like, I thought I was trying to hold position, but maybe I wasn't. I don't know what happened, but it was more than likely a lag spike that could have been caused by a lag hack. I don't know. Could just be speculation, but for all I know, I had a brain fart. Anyway, I kept moving and then I died because the rupture was still on me. And I go ahead and complain about the duration being too long. So, Omniknight notices me complaining about rupture, and he actually makes a good decision to go ahead and repel me more often, particularly when I'm ruptured. So that way I don't end up dying to the rupture. And that basically helps us out a lot this game. Of course, he doesn't notice it yet, I suppose. But later on, I will mention it and he'll notice. So one of our allies is saying, hey, let's go get these guys trying to take our tower. So we're like, okay, yeah, let's go get them. She tries to land her arrow, but it doesn't work. But I do get repelled and ruptured, so I'm safe and to attack. And we take out blood, and then this guy's ultimate activates, and I'm like, let's get him, whatever, and we get him. I kind of activate my ultimate to sneak up on him, so he can't see me, and I'm not sure if he can see me or not. Like, if they're looking at the minimap and thinking about running away, when they click on the minimap, they won't be looking at your red dot if you're invisible, because they won't see it. That's why I activated my ultimate, so I would go invisible. So I figured maybe he wouldn't see me coming at him at the minimap, and he figured that I would have backed off. Particularly if he's using color, then he would have seen my color. Like I'm teal, so he would have seen teal not be around and figure, oh, well, that teal slark, he's not going after me because I don't see him on the minimap, so I'm not going to worry about him pouncing me, right? But then I pounced him anyway because I was invisible and he wouldn't have seen me on the minimap because of that. So that's something to keep in mind. Sometimes you can sneak up on people with your ultimate. If they weren't looking on the screen, they won't see your dark shroud, then you'll be able to sneak up on them. Now this guy, he doesn't have any indication that he's invisible when he walks around. You don't see a dark shroud. So he's better for sneaking up on people than Slark is. That's why people like playing him. But I like playing Slark better, because he can attack while invisible and for other reasons too. Now he's trying to find a good target, and he finds Omniknight alone with him and his ally, so he decides to go for him. But he ends up getting hooked by Pudge, and ultimately dying. Well, we might have seen Darkseer and decided to help out. Well, this guy gets ruptured, and so he tries to stand and fight. And then Bloodseeker activates his blade mail, so that way any damage done to him gets returned to the one attacking him. Blade mail is good for Bloodseeker for when people stop to fight you, because that's sometimes their best option, but then when they do try to fight you, then they take the damage. But on the other hand, blade mail is also good against Bloodseeker, for if you have it and you activate it after he's ruptured you, then he'll take damage along with you. But you have to actually buy that for you to be able to use it, obviously. It's not something you can just steal like a Gem of True Sight. So I saw the guy teleporting in, so even though he's activating his ultimate, I know he's coming after me, whoever he is. But I didn't realize it was Nick, so I promptly forgot about him. And then before I know it, I'm dead. Now see, I activate my ultimate, but Techies is still able to attack me. Now why is that? Because Bloodseeker, his ability detects people when their health is low. I was thinking Techies has a gem, that's why he's attacking me. I forgot about blood. And he casts Rupture on me to finish me off, which is kind of funny. Pudge hooks blood and starts to make a kill on him, but sees blade mail and thinks better of it. Does go through Darkseer's wall, but doesn't really care too much about that. Find it funny that Darkseer bothers to use Surge on illusions. I mean, sometimes you want to do it, but on a Pudge illusion, come on, get real. Doesn't seem like a very good use of the spell. I'd rather cast it on like an anti-mage illusion or something like that. Anti-mage illusion will burn the enemy's mana. Techies activates his mines and blows up a guy and nearly blows up 2 more. He gets mirana. Now the thing of it was, did you notice earlier that hook from Pudge, it grabbed some guy that was on my leash. So that's why that leash appeared to be connected to nothing. Because Pudge hooked him away from the leash and got him out of there. I was frustrated at Pudge for that. I was trying to do away with one of my enemies, and Pudge basically saves him by hooking him. So I mean, Pudge does a little damage to him, but not as much as I would have done to him, and plus it gets him out of position. So anyways, and then that just kind of makes the whole fight get messed up. So keep that in mind, Pudge players. Don't mess up Slark's trap or other players' traps either, for that matter. If somebody bothers to trap somebody, don't mess it up by pulling the guy away from the trapper, or pulling the trapper away from the target. It's not very smart. Land your own hooks. If he wants to follow up with your hook by trapping somebody, that's his prerogative, although he should probably wait until after you've used your ultimate to do that. That way you don't have to hurt yourself rotting away, right? Or if you do want to, you can go ahead and finish them off faster. Let's speed this up a little. So both my hero and Lord of Avernus have a Sange. So we're eventually both going to be getting Sange and Yasha. I'm not too sure, but I'm almost positive you don't actually want to get a Sange and Yasha on Lord of Avernus. Your buff placers will not stack. I can't remember actually if Frostmourne is supposed to give a buff. I'm not sure how that works exactly with Sange, but you really don't need it because you're already becoming faster than them. You're already a good chaser. I would rather get an item like Maelstrom, do some bonus magic damage, than trying to improve your chasing when you're already a superb chaser. But apparently he saw fit to get Sange and Yasha. For the most part, it can be a good item on strength heroes and agility heroes alike that need to attack a lot. But Lord of Avernus, there's definitely better items. For example, Phase Boots. Phase Boots will improve your chasing power a ton, like way better than Sange and Yasha ever could. It basically amplifies your Frostmourne ability, rather than being redundant and not really doing anything like Sange does. Well, Sange will add some damage, that's for sure, but you can add damage through other items. So as you can see, Pounce can be a nice finisher skill. And actually I was using Dark back there too, just to ensure it finished him off and dealt enough damage too, that is. So you often want to combine the two, if you can at all. Now I get ruptured here, and then I have to stop moving and I have to even activate my ultimate, although I didn't want to. Didn't have much of a choice. So I ended up letting my allies get destroyed, which they were already having a tough time anyway. But then I couldn't at least punish my opponents, because if I did, I would have taken a lot of damage from Bloodseeker. And then this gets frustrating. I start getting stunned. So I almost take this guy out, but he manages to get another stun off, and then I'm toast. So I complain again about Rupture. And then I think Omniknight notices how much I don't like it by then. And by this time, we only have 29 kills and they have 33. So they're actually winning right now. Like, the only one on their team that's not doing very good is Darkseer. And our Shadow Fiend's just sitting in the back of the base and not helping. So Mirana is gonna get a gem because she doesn't like Techie's mines and she doesn't like the assassin. And as you can see, I take the initiative to bug Techies. And Omniknight helps me out with the repel so the other guys aren't pissing me off too much. If you notice, I have almost 2,000 max health. So when I go into a fight like that... Now see, Mirana got ruptured because Blood figured, well, he's probably going to repel Slark, right? Or maybe he already did. So Mirana dies here, and we're trying to figure out where the gem is. I don't know where she died. So I'm just looking around while I'm fighting, and eventually I find it, and I pick it up. Well, I don't think anyone knew where she died except for her. So although she was telling us that she dropped the gem, we didn't know where she dropped it. Because it's green and we have green terrain, so it can be kind of hard to find it. If we're on the other side of the map, though, if it were dropped, it'd be a lot easier to find. So here I am with my bonus health and the gem. I notice that there aren't enough mines to actually destroy me, so I make sure Techie sets them off. If he didn't set them off, I would just destroy them anyway, and I would survive, of course. So I jump up onto that cliff there to try to get vision of the cliff to see if there's any mines on the cliff, instead of going up the ramp, because I figure if there are mines right on the ramp, then those would hurt me. But there weren't any, so I was just being cautious there. Better safe than sorry. I go over to the rune point. I see this guy chasing me down. I'm not sure if he knows I have the gem or not, but I figure I can take him. But I pretend like I don't know where he is. And then I still pretend like I don't know where he is, and then I start attacking him. He actually caught on. Probably his ally told him to get the heck out of there, and then he listened to his ally, but by then it was too late. I ran out of mana, as you can see, but then my ally came and helped me out there. So then I had to retreat, fall back, recharge my mana. Now by this time Bloodseeker has got a Radiance. Some Dota 2 players get it for the wrong reason. They get it because they think it's like a game-ending item that's going to destroy all the opponents. That's not why Bloodseeker gets it. Bloodseeker gets it for his bloodbath, so that when you kill the creeps, it heals him. That's why Bloodseeker gets it. Which it could be nice for that reason. But if you are going to get it, you want to at least follow up with some health. So that way you will get more health restored the more health you have, is the way it works. Now what happened there, I dropped a potion here in the jungle a while ago, and Bloodseeker went along and picked it up, and then we ambushed him. It was basically bait, and he took it and fell for it. A lot of players are so bad at this game, they'll totally fall for tricks like that. If you notice that red spurt, that was the Sange effect in Warcraft 3 Dota. And I noticed that Tekis is coming, so I'm like, oh, I don't want him to stun me, so I back off. And he actually silenced me too, so I was like, oh, that's dangerous. So I let my allies know he's got the Orchid of Malevolence, which allows him to silence enemies. And Pudge goes ahead and kills him. Well, he tries to, but Omniknight finishes him off, and then in doing so, Tekis destroys Omniknight, because Omniknight walked into a trap, which is pretty dumb. But we've seen a lot of that this game, so nothing to write home about. And then Omniknight says that he wants you to destroy the mines, and it's like there aren't any there, so he just basically means, you know, he's talking to me, I think, because I have the Gem of True Sight. He wants me to make sure that somebody doesn't die again from Teki's bombs. And now we hit a huge lag point there. I wonder what happened. That was weird. But it may have just been the code in the replay because the player getting kicked from the game. Not that big of a deal, I guess. But yeah, the guy that was sitting in the back of the base had left, and just, I don't know what his problem was. Did he assume that we were going to lose and figured the game would end? I don't know. Maybe he had to leave the game and figured nobody would bother waiting for him, and then he never came back, so... Anyway, there's this feature where you're able to kick the guy from the game in Warcraft 3 Dota. It's kind of lame. So you go ahead and do that, and then he's not in the game anymore. And you sell his items and divvy up the gold or whatever. And he silences me as I'm already jumping over the cliff, which is kind of funny. It doesn't actually stop the pounce, but at least I don't think it does. Definitely lets them still go over the cliff anyway. I'll have to test that, see if it would actually stop the pounce. Like if someone was on the other end of the cliff, would he get the chain on him or not? I don't know. If someone wants to test it, post a comment on it, let me know. Go ahead and do that. That would be fun and interactive. So at this point, I was going after Lord of Avernus, but I was like, but I want to get Darkseer because that dirty jerk put up that wall. And then Blood comes along and tries to kill me, but Omniknight saves me. And Blood probably saw me jumping and figured, oh, he's gonna die. But I don't, because I was repelled. Like, I let everyone cast their spell on me. Yeah, you could rupture me. Yeah, Omniknight, you could repel me. And they both do it. So, yeah, that was exciting. There's a golden frog leaping through the air. Now we got Mirana trying to shop over here. And Nyx and me are over here too, and I see Nyx and so does Mirana, and we take them out. Frustrated at how well that gem is working for us. That gem that Mirana bought. Nerubian Assassin leaves the game. Or Nyx Assassin, as he's known in Dota 2. And Pudge laments because he was having a fun time playing against him. Then we see some bombs and blow them up. And Darkseer, of all players, complains about techies. For crying out loud, Darkseer, the guy who doesn't know to build an orchid and he's got the worst score on his team, he's complaining about techies. Anyways, they go after Roshan, and I see those bombs there, and I'm like, whoa, I'm out of mana. I better just stand here for a while. Let my allies do what they want to do, and I'm just gonna try to survive here. And Darkseer sees me in the predicament and pulls me to the mines, but I'm still okay when I leap away. I'm like, I don't know where Blood is, but I gotta get away from wherever he is. I'm gonna just get away from the action so I can heal up. So my ultimate activates, and Blood's actually in the back of his base, so managed to get away from the situation. And I decided to go after this guy. I still don't have very much mana, but I'm still pretty brave, and I got Pudge there with me. So I keep attacking him. This is an interesting scene. Look, he hooks the guy away from me. I was trying to finish him off. He actually has the Roshan armor. And now he's in tower range, right? So I could be under attack. And I could also be visible when I try to activate my ultimate. If he had fallen over here, or wherever it was that he was at, maybe like right there, that would be much more convenient. Now we have to try to fight him like way over here on the other side of the tower, and it's a really bad option for us. Mirana didn't go for it. She's not going to help me out. And it seems like Pudge is already dead. Pudge really got himself out of position and put me out of position by basically saving the Death Knight here, the Lord of Avernus, and that was not a good move by him. So I give him a short lecture about that, and Darkseer destroys the gem. And I complain about how my hero is not very effective against Bloodseeker. Otherwise, you know, if it was any other hero, I would have done a lot better. But I also go on to give Pudge the tip about not messing me up with his hook. So anyway, Omniknight decides to get an aura item. Apparently he gets Shiva's guard. Slow down the enemy attackers. And Darkseer's not attacking very fast apparently anyway. I don't think he has any attack speed items. Well, he's got Lincoln's Spear, that's something. Plus 15 agility. Of the 3 from Magic Wand. Now he's getting attribute bonus. So they're going after Pudge. And they're not really getting him. They're not getting Omniknight. Omniknight's aura already slows down their attack speed, and now he's got this item that slows down their attack speed even more. So even though he has Frostmourne and Yasha, he's still not attacking very fast. And we're just buying time for everyone to group up and get their wits about them. And we start getting stunned by Techie's stun traps. Pudge grabs techies and finishes them off, so no more stun traps. So that was a good move by Pudge, for sure. And I'm busy working on Lord of Avernus, trying to boost up my agility. I got 130, 140, 150, and then he goes down. And Bloodseeker is working on my allies. Takes down Omniknight, and he goes for Mirana and activates his Blade Mail. I'm chasing him down. And I get a really good pounce on him just then. And he can't get away. End up jumping past the tower and the creeps and to get him. And by now I've got the Vlads, which boosts my damage. The more agility I get, the bigger the green number gets. Which isn't that high right now. That's because I only have 170 agility. It was, yeah. Definitely gets higher. But I got these boosters to boost my health and my mana and turn it into bloodstone. So that way I don't lose so much gold when I die. Because I know I'm gonna die eventually. And it also shortens the revival time. And it even will heal your allies too when you die, if they're near you. And it even gains you experience in the area where you died. Not that I need it since I'm level 24. The maximum level is 25, so I'm going to get there pretty soon anyway. It was definitely a great late game item for Slark, even if you don't want to get it early game. Which I'm not saying you should get it early game, you probably shouldn't, but sometimes it might be a good idea if you're really running out of mana all the time. So I thought I'd trigger that stun trap, but I hadn't been close enough apparently to it to activate it. So even though or it was on a delay before it was activated, might have been it, but it was still invisible. So I couldn't attack it. Yeah, I was confused. It's been a while since I've dealt with those stun traps because I haven't been playing Warcraft 3 Dota. I've been playing so much Dota 2 and there's no techies in it. But I remember Lord of Avernus pretty well because I play Lord of Avernus a lot. I don't really play techies very much. And here I get confused because the Bloodseeker actually casted Heaven's Halberd on me and I couldn't attack anything. I thought I was stunned, but I wasn't. Heaven's Halberd's a pretty nice item. I would not get it on Ricky though. I mean, I got it one time just to try it and I didn't like it. I mean, he's already got smoke for the evasion. I could justify Butterfly, even though it's got evasion. Just because it adds so much attack, damage, and speed. But Heaven's Halberd, nah. Don't bother getting on Ricky. Unless somebody absolutely has to get it. Even if that's the case, almost anybody would be a better choice than Ricky. But I mean, it worked. I mean, I won the game that I bought it in, so it's not that bad. It's just, I wouldn't bother to buy it again. There's so many better items. You know, unless I absolutely had to get it. And this time, see, I attacked his stun trap before it was able to even go invisible. So, didn't have to worry about it at all. But even if I hadn't attacked it, I still would have got him before I would have gotten stunned for sure. And I decided to back off for a little bit because the tower's there. And as you can see, my agility went down. See, it's like 140. It's not like 170 like it was before. So you definitely got to make sure you're still attacking heroes. See, now it's down to 120. If you're not attacking heroes, it's just going to go back down again. Because only each attack, the duration, how long the bonus lasts on you is just 2 minutes at its maximum level. So you got to keep fighting, if at all possible. And if it's not possible to keep on fighting, you might as well get an agility item, bonus agility. So I got that eagle horn to help out with that. Gives you plus 25. So I'm going for Lord of Avernus again because I know he's got a lot of health, you know, and he's got his shield and he's got his ultimate, so I can get a lot of attacks on him because he's not going down anytime soon. So just keep attacking and keep attacking him. It really gets my agility up there. So now I'm back up to 160 when I was back down to like 100 or so. I'm 180 now. Oop. So I see my allies want to take down Roshan, so I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gold for that, so we take it down. And then Mirana's actually got a butterfly, so she's attacking really fast. And her Lincoln Spear is nice too because it'll block Rupture. Would have been a good idea for Slark to get, I suppose, but I had Omniknight to help me out with that. I think I should definitely consider getting a Lincoln Sphere instead of Bloodstone if you're going up against Bloodseeker. But Bloodstone's always good, because it does give you a lot of health and a lot of mana. Now, this replay isn't too terribly exciting, except for like kind of like at the end. So I'll just show it to you. You may have already seen it before or heard about it, but now here it is on YouTube. Besides Mirana doing well, you get to see Slark doing well. Mirana is not a very popular hero right now in Dota, but no, people still pick her in Warcraft 3 Dota. It's just that's not where the competitive is at right now. It's in Dota 2. But see, Lord of Avernus is a pretty tanky hero, and he's coming to Dota 2, and so are a lot of other tanky heroes, and Mirana is really good against those really tanky heroes. But so is Slark, because they can both put out a lot of damage. Slark not so much at first, but you know, if he keeps fighting, which is why you like to have that lifesteal. That's why I get that Vlad's. And that extra health with the Bloodstone or whatever, however you want to buy that. Some people like to get Vanguard. That's a great item. It won't necessarily help you very much against spells. See, I'm down to only 90 agility, but I'm boosting it up, attacking this guy. Oh, 114. I'll have to back off. There's a tower there and techies. So he's actually got a Basher and an Eagle Horn in addition to the Heaven's Halberd and Radiance and Blade Mail. So it's got the phase boots to help him phase through units, which is always handy. Omniknight ends up falling. And Bloodseeker ends up getting stunned by Mirana's arrow. So that helped me take him out. Well, Mirana basically finished him off. But I did a lot of work. But her stun helped a lot. So she basically earned the kill. I was having trouble actually attacking the correct hero. There's the illusion there too. Now once someone sets off that trap, it stuns everyone in the area. So it's nice to know exactly where the trap is, but even if you know where it is, Darkseer can still send you to it, where it is. Now see, I'm under a lot of pressure right here, but I'm life stealing away, and then I've got the armor too, so I end up reviving. And I already have like 260 agility by the time I fall. So I'm like, okay, well I'll get 280, yeah sure, 285. It's going down about as fast as I don't see it's going down to 260, but it was on 285. Now it's down to 255. Oh, 246, 240, 234. But I just took out that tower and I took out that barracks, and this is just a few seconds. Now I'm taking out this barracks. Actually, I could have gone straight from that tower to these two if I wanted to. I didn't need to go for those barracks. That's probably what I'm going to do next time that happens. But, yeah, once you get that much agility and you've got your Vlads and your Butterfly, those towers, they're not going to do anything to you with your Butterfly with the 35% evasion or 30% evasion, whatever it is. It's just going to tickle. Just mow them down. And especially with your Vlads, you're going to be doing so much bonus damage. You just right click them and finish them off when that happens.